All right, what's happening, people? Welcome back to the Brothers Geek Out podcast. It's another episode. Me and Kibs here to give you our thoughts on the pop culture world and all the shit that's been happening last week, or in the last couple of weeks. We weren't around last week, busy times. Couldn't give an episode out, but we had some content that come out and whatnot. We just couldn't give the podcast. Just busy times, life got the better of us last week, but we are back this week anyway with all the news from last week and some new stuff as well. Yeah, man. Kibs, how you doing, bro?
Good, bro. I wasn't 100% towards the end of last week. I'm still feeling a bit weird at the moment. Now, I don't know what it is. Yeah, but other than that, good. It's been busy. I know we didn't get to do the podcast last week, but guys, there was so much content there for you guys. You know, we had the interview with Jeff Rowe, which is amazing. You guys have, amazing support on that, and we've had stuff come out, guys. So it's been good. It's been good. We've got so much more coming. We just need to finding the time. I'm not gonna lie, but you guys have been responding on the Spotify questions that we put out, so which is amazing. Which is great interaction on there. So please, if you feel like we could do something different or ask some different things, then let us know. Drop in. Yeah, it's been amazing, absolutely amazing. So no, but yeah, all good. Can we push it to 3:30, please? Multitasking, work, artwork. Shout out to the guys at Spectrum Noir. We had Comic-Con last week as well. Shout out to Troy, Michael Adji. There's so many people. Comic-Con happened, so I did a section there where, hold on, let me show the stuff because I think that's something to definitely show. I got to draw with a DC artist, which was absolutely amazing. Her name's Tula, but she gave me some pointers in the process as well, which is amazing. But Spectrum Noir, they do these really cool art pens. Oh, you can't see it properly.
Yeah.
Hold on, there you go.
You
can see it there. Yeah, they do these awesome art pens. This is a collaboration with DC Comics. They do Harry Potter. They do some anime as well. Spectrum Noir guys sent some out to me, and I've been doing some drawings. I did some on the weekend. I'll do some more. I'll share it on our pages. But yeah, man, we spent a couple of hours. Shout out to the cyber nerds. I got to chill with Raven. We did a little interview about the podcast and my artwork, and yeah, it was really good. I only did the day last week. I couldn't. I wanted to do the whole weekend, but it's just not feasible. And yeah, amazing response on that. We've had some amazing response on our pages. Big shout outs to the guys, Michael Adji and Rob Island, for they started their pledge for the movie they want to make, which was inspired by a podcast that we did on a geek out session with Michael, who's a boxer, and his struggle with mental health and how it's helped him process the way things are done. Yeah, it's amazing to find out a podcast can inspire a movie, bro. That's nuts. I never thought we'd come to that point where our podcast is like really inspiring people, which is amazing. So yeah, that's all the stuff that happened last week. But then we got so much we're gonna cover. We'll cover it, bro.
Yeah, awesome. I was gonna say, I think the amazing thing about this podcast and podcasts in general and whatnot is that I was just talking to someone earlier about this. Like when we do this podcast, as you've seen, we press record and we talk and we express ourselves in the truest forms possible. As in, we are ourselves. We portray ourselves, right? And we don't go out and try to imitate other famous podcasters and whatnot, right? We are truly being ourselves. And I feel by being yourself, you can truly express creativity. You could it's a form of therapy by talking. I think you can be very creative ideas and whatnot. And I think you can only achieve that by being yourself. If you try to imitate something else, you can never be authentically creative. And I think, that podcast, you're just saying, it inspired someone. I think it just happened through conversation and just a random group of people just talking, conversating, whatever it is about mental health, you again, talking and communication is a form of therapy and it helps. And I think through that, you get inspired, you get ideas, you get creative, you know what I mean? But if this was scripted, if we had to fake, if we talked a certain way, I feel like none of those creative ideas would be as authentic, and it wouldn't be inspiring. And I just feel like that's been a big part of it.
No, you're right. It is. And people do things because they want the views, they want the likes, and they do things to follow trends and stuff like that, which it's hard enough. As you said, we did that on the previous channel, and it's not stuff you enjoy. And I'd rather connect with the one person than 10,000 people that are just going to like it because they like it. We're going to be controversial about things on here, so yeah, there needs to be a deeper meaning to what we do as well, or we wouldn't do it.
Definitely.
Simple as. We wouldn't do it. And I mean, it's not easy. It's hard work. You know what I mean? Like we've got a stacked week coming ahead. We've got the Marvels on Wednesday. Next week we've got Napoleon. We've got there's something else in the works that we haven't got confirmation yet. It's hard work, and like I have to give the stats back to like Paramount Pictures for like the Jeff Rowe thing. They didn't even look at the numbers. They were just happy with the way the quality was. The email, if I read the email to you, was like, you know what? Let me read the email out.
Read it out.
It's really nice.
I want to hear myself. Plus, you mentioned something about Spotify questionnaire, like you did that. I didn't know that you did that. That's pretty awesome.
So you could do polls on there. So you could do polls, and people can ask questions as well. So each time I put an episode up, I put a poll on saying if you enjoyed the episode or dislike, or if there's anything else you'd like to cover on there. So somebody gave us something. So I'm gonna throw some questions later on to you and see if we could be controversial about I'm gonna go with this week's episode. I'm gonna do DC, and then next week we'll go through different franchises and movies and stuff like that. But
all right, we'll start the podcast with that when we get onto the news and stuff.
Yeah, that's right. So first things first. Hold on, let me find this email. Let me read it. Anyway, I just want to say shout outs. I know, and this is so random, yeah. Raim, bro, thank you so much. I know we went back and forth for ages. We've only like redone the branding of the page and the logo, and it looks sick, bros, and it looks clean. And I think I know what sort of theme we go with moving forward. Before it was a bit too messy. Now it's nice and clean. I want to stick to that, and it's easy for me to quickly put edits up and stuff like that. Shout out to Yusuf, always pushing out. He's got a new channel out. He's got a new episode out about martial arts, his journey and stuff like that. So shout outs to him. But I want to shout outs to, and this is random, yeah, to Mr. Keanu Reeves, yeah, and Chad Zielinski, the director of John Wick. John Wick 4 is fucking amazing, bro. It's unbelievable how good that movie is. It's not that. Cinematically, it looks great. The reason why I want to compliment Mr. Wick is his groundwork when he was fighting. But the guy's fucking awesome, bro. He was really good. Like, I know that was fucking Keanu Reeves doing those moves. Like, he did some. You got the scene in Tokyo. He pulls off some fucking wicked moves in that, bro. And then towards the end, he pulls off some wicked moves. But overall, for a film that's almost 2.5 hours long, but from beginning to end, to have me like just like that's how the way he directed it, he had us glued to that screen continuously. I mean, this guy was getting fucking battered, bros, and he was still going. I love that. There's sheer will, sheer power. But yeah. Anyway, that was the John Wick. I saw that. I think I just randomly put it on. I thought, let me watch a movie and go from there.
I need to watch it again.
So goes. So the email got back. We went back and forth, and it was, what did they say? Paramount. Sorry. Let's go through this quickly. Let me try and find the main email. So I sent all the links. Whichever one to. I sent it to Paramount. They are very pleased. So that was the last email. And then I said, listen, thanks for the opportunity. It's amazing the fact that we got that opportunity and that he's been sharing it as well, which is amazing. So she goes, I really appreciate It's been an absolute pleasure organizing this for you and a joy to collaborate on this. It's clear to see your passion for the film world, and that's what made the interview so great. It's also so lovely to watch Jeff converse so well as well, because sometimes you could be in an interview, bro, and that was my main fear. One word answers, one word answers, and like you're sitting there and you're thinking, "Fuck, how do I connect to this guy on the level of like he can conversate with me?" You know, I'm so glad I put the sketchbook there as well. You know, things like that, little things like that, bro. So like, guys, if it's something that you guys are looking to do, and I recently started, so basically I'm doing subscriptions on my personal page, and I want to be able to help other people do the stuff they love. Yeah. And sometimes it's fucking hard work, and you got to do a lot of hard work in the process. But I'm telling you, it's so worth it, because if it's not, you're not going to get money at this. And people, there are some people, yes, they're going to make money, but a lot of us guys don't make no money on this. This is pure passion. If you've got pure passion in you, you'll smash it. So I'm going to put some videos up. I know I've got a couple of subscribers on that channel. I'm going to do some how-to videos. I'm going to help where I can, confidence, stuff like that. And listen, I still get nervous in the process, but I'll give you some pointers to make things a bit more natural and help you in the process. And do research, man. To be honest, you could be a deep fan about something and you'll be fine. But there's you if you want interaction, you're going to have to ask key questions. Through the trivia and through the drawing and there, just to make it a bit more fun. But I asked him, I'm putting him on the level of like when I spoke about John Woo and directing stuff, you bring a particular style to this direction. What influences you and where it goes from there. So there you go. That's my bit, bro. Come on, let's go. How you been?
Awesome. Yeah, no, that's awesome. I've been cool, bro. I've been cool. Listen, normally I would not be able to do the podcast at this time because I'm going to training, but I'm so busy with work and stuff, so much going on in my life that I had to miss training. I trained in the morning downstairs, but I'm talking about the martial art training. I have to go in the evening. So I've had to skip it this week just because I got so much going on and I got a bunch of US like calls with the US next tomorrow and next day. I didn't sleep at all yesterday because I kept on thinking about the list of shit that I have to do. After this, I'm done for the day of work, but I got to carry on. I got so much to do. But yeah,
Same as well.
gotta hustle, and it is what it is. Yesterday, like I said, I couldn't sleep because I just kept on running this list through my head. I should have wrote it down the day before. Anyway, I'm just gonna hustle, get this done. But yeah, other than that, I've been cool, man. Listen, still trying to work out in the morning, starting off with the cold plunge and whatnot. I really find the benefits of it. First of all, it wakes me the hell up. But secondly, I find the benefits of it. I really do. But we'll see. We'll keep on doing it and whatnot. Yeah, the weekend was cool. I chilled this weekend. Finally, I set up my routine. So basically, every Sunday is supposed to be my chill day, but I end up spending 3 hours on chores, cleaning the garden, washing the car, and then cleaning a part of the house, like the toilet or something, whatever, right? It takes like 3 hours to do everything. So I was like, and then Sunday, like my day's gone. And I was like, I can't do shit. I'm not getting no rest. By the time I chill, the day's done. So I said last week, what I was gonna do, all my chores that I do on Sunday, I'm gonna do them Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like before work, in the mornings, first thing in the mornings. And I managed to do it. It was a bit of a struggle, but I woke up early and I managed to do my chores. And bro, Sunday, I woke up and I done nothing. I loved it. I chilled. I sat on the sofa all day. We ordered food in. I played video games. I watched TV. I felt amazing. I done a little bit of work because I had to and whatnot, some reaction videos or whatever. But I finally just was able to chill. So that's my new routine now, man. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, wake up a bit earlier, just handle my chores, wash the car, do the garden, all that sort of stuff. And then I can have my Sunday completely free. So that's me moving forward. I love it. I do love the hard work. When I'm doing it, it is tough. And I'm like, oh, it's so busy, so stressful. But I'm doing it to earn my chill on Sunday. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like I want to earn my chill. So the only way I can earn it is by doing it throughout the week. So I make my week harder, don't get me wrong, but I enjoy a well-deserved chill on a Sunday. So it's the first one in ages. We just booked a trip to Oman next week, so I'm looking forward to that. We'll get a couple of days off out there. Just gonna go chill out there, do some sightseeing, visit Oman. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, other than that, just enjoying Dubai. Like weather's cooled down a little bit, so it's been nice. That's
No,
it.
that's good. That's good to hear, bro.
Regular life, regular life. I went to I found a new collector shop. Man, these hidden gems that you find called Collector's House. Bro, they have not only like the XM Studios, the Iron Studios, the Prime ones, all that stuff. Not only do they have that, they have custom made figures, bro. And they had this custom Wolverine that I was just drooling over, this samurai one. I was just drooling over and whatnot. They have the Punisher that I want, the Iron Studios one. He made an offer to me. I was like, bro, let's chill. I want it, but I need to chill. I need to be sensible and whatnot. But man, they had some custom. There's a wicked Magneto one. There's a wicked Phoenix one. An amazing Superman one. Moonlight one. Like, they're all custom. I'm like, these are the ones that are amazing. I love the Iron Studios and the XM Studios and Prime ones and whatnot. But the custom ones are amazing. He had this 1/3 Wolverine. I was like, I will, but in the future. But now I know you guys exist, you know, inshallah one day I'll get it. But my Punishers first. I gotta finish off my Punisher collection. That will probably come, I don't know, maybe next on my birthday. I'll just hold tight till then. But no, it's been cool. There is some Comic Cons happening here. They're having the Japanese anime one coming up in a couple weeks, and then I think Comic Con is in February here. Again, I will try to go to the Comic Con. I don't know if I'll go to the anime one. I just haven't had the time to schedule it in. But yeah, man. Other than that, bro, let's get into the news, I guess, man. Some stuff.
Yeah, man. Let's jump in, man.
Listen, I'm going to start off with this again. You know, heart and prayers go out to the people of Palestine, the innocent people of Palestine. There's a genocide going on. It's crazy that I just casually say that in our day and age that we are going through a genocide, but we are going through a genocide. What now? It's crazy that there's a lot of evil human beings are just allowing this to happen. And I'm talking about, listen, terrorism act from whatever side is evil, but there is terrorism happening now on a group of innocent people, a lot of them children, and there's some evil people just letting it happen. I'm talking about politicians, people who we believe are supposed to help run the world, fucking evil, and you're just sitting back letting it happen. It's disgusting. There's been amazing protests going on.
Amazing protests.
300,000 people in Washington, hundreds of thousands of people in London, Indonesia, there's 1 million, all over the world, right? You got a lot of South American countries taking action, which I love. Bolivia cut all ties with Israel, right? Some other countries done that as well. I think there was a South African country that done that. I think Oman or Bahrain recently done that. These are the actions that need. We don't want war. Nobody wants war, but we need actions. You need to cut ties. You need to cut economy ties. You need to cut relationships with these terrorists, with this terrorist nation. Straight up. I'm talking about the government. I'm not talking about the innocent people that are there, because those are innocent human beings. And I like I said, I guarantee you there's a lot there that don't want this happening. But you've got to make those actions, because we don't want war. We don't want world war. But there's a genocide going on, and you guys got to take actions on that. But again, hearts and prayers go out to them. There was one thing I wanted to bring up.
A lot of prayers, yeah.
Yeah, there was one thing I wanted to bring up that was just bugging me a little bit. Couple of, like, you know, Joe Rogan's my guy. I'm always going to listen to him. He had a guy called Tim Kennedy on, who was an ex-UFC fighter, but he's a military guy. I believe he threw a lot of misinformation out there to Joe and his audience. And I just feel like this is what we don't need. Like, he was saying some stuff, literally saying that, you know, Israel's never attacked Palestine, ever. And Hezbollah, the other terrorist group, whatever, they've always been attacking Israel. And I'm like, that is so untrue. I'm reading this book now. You know, again, whatever, I would never say to anyone, you have to support Palestine or whatever. As long as you've done your research on both sides and you choose to support nothing or just keep quiet or support a certain side, cool, as long as you've done your research. But if you haven't done your research, then it's not right for you to say, oh, I just fully support that one side because that's all I believe in. So it's a book called The Ethnic Cleansing of Palestine by Ilan Pappé. And it really goes through the beginning. Like, it's so important. I'm learning this. I'm understanding the history as much as I can. And in 1948, you know, as soon as they came over, the settlers from Europe came over, that was it, man, for the Palestinians. And they've always just been attacked, villages being attacked, just ethnic cleansing, stealing the land, occupying, you know, what do you call it, man? just getting rid of the indigenous people. That's been the plan from 1948 and even before that, and they've been executing and they're executing it to this day. And I feel like, you know, with Rogan, I know I love Rogan, and I hope he gets on people like Abby Martin and whatnot, because he has in the past to correct this misinformation. But I feel like Rogan, because he trusts people like Tim Kennedy, who I love as a UFC fighter, but I feel like because he trusts him, he's taking his word for everything. But what he's saying, based on the research that I've been doing, 100% wrong. And then some other things, you know, again, the celebrities, and we shouldn't really give a shit about what celebrities do, but the thing is, they have reach, they have an audience, and it's important that they spread their message. And again, if they've done their research, and maybe some of them haven't, right, and they choose to support a side, so be it, right? You can't expect them to pick the side that I believe is going through humanitarian crisis, which is the Palestinian people. You know, one of them was Arnold Schwarzenegger. Recently, I saw an interview of him saying that, yeah, I 100% support the Israelis and whatnot. So, bro, have you really done the research though? Are you really seeing what's going on? Have you? If you have, then so be it. But with Arnie, the reason why I think he does it, because he follows the mainstream media. And the reason why I tell you why, and he would always follow that narrative, is one, because he was governor. So he's kind of in the political field. So he has to support whatever the mainstream and all that sort of stuff. And two, during COVID, this is Mr. Olympia 7 times or whatever. This is Mr. Health. During COVID, he wasn't even talking about, he was telling everyone, fuck your freedoms, take the vaccine. I'm like, bro, anyone, you should be telling people, listen, guys, I'm not saying don't take the vaccine, but be careful what you're putting inside yourself. Be healthy, get vitamin D, eat healthy, work out, take your vitamin. He wasn't saying none of that shit. He was like, fuck your freedom, take the vaccine. And I'm like, Arnie. So that made me realize with someone like Arnie, I believe that he just has to follow the mainstream media. You know, there's that. There's other people who, like I say, I think just scared of their careers, so they don't want to say nothing. There's some people, you know, like, what's his name's getting called out a lot, DJ Khalid. He's Palestinian. His people are getting slaughtered. There's a genocide going on, and these people, my guy has said nothing, and he's probably the most famous Palestinian, so he's getting called out a lot. There's other people, like I say, like, everyone's gonna pick this side. There's one guy I was a little bit disappointed by. I was like, fuck, man, because I feel like some people are just pure evil, right? That's them. But James Wood, man, you know, we know him from The Hard Way, from Vampire and everything. I love him. I like some of his content, but he tweeted something that was horrible, man. And he was a producer on Oppenheimer, and a big portion of that film, Oppenheimer, was the regret of dropping a nuclear bomb on these people, right? He tweeted something, I don't know exact words, but basically just kill them all and make them all die like the pigs that they are and shit like that. And he was saying that in support of Israel, about the Palestinian. I'm like, James, well, that not only that is that horrible, and that's inciting violence. Like you're saying, calling them pigs, knowing that's haram, and you just made a movie about the bomb, the nuclear bomb that fucking in Oppenheimer, basically. And that a lot of that movie is about the regret, and that didn't teach you anything about doing this. I mean, the innocent people are getting killed. So again, celebrities, it shouldn't mean shit what they say, but they have reach, they have an audience. You know, some people are speaking out for Palestine. Some people, you know, Adam Sandler. I love Adam Sandler. I love him. I love his content, and I'm gonna carry on watching him. But you know, he's pro-Zionist. You know, he's like, hey, listen, I condemned what happened on October 7th. But he also at the end said, you know, the Palestinian people, I feel for them as well, something like that, right? End of the day, bro, you know, if one of my celebrities,
the problem is, we don't see them as role models. They're entertainers. They entertain us. So when it comes to real world issues, or at least, you know what, some people can make a difference. You know, Michael J. Fox, you know what he does for Parkinson's. You know, Muhammad Ali, what he did, you know, what he stood for. We've got a handful of people that will do something, but the rest of them are entertainers, bro. They were just worried about how much money they're gonna make on the next thing. They're like the everyday people in that world where we just need to make our bills. We need to keep people entertained and making sure that we push out content, bro. Nobody gives a shit, which is the saddest part of it. The only people that are gonna give a shit are the people it's gonna hurt the most. The problem is when people, we're already categorized, bro. I'm the Muslim guy. I'm always categorized. I'm always going to be that guy, which is the hardest part to kind of deal with, because You shouldn't be used to that, but I'm gonna be, because those are my people dying. That's the problem. People won't see it as that. Even I don't care what race or religion you're from. You're my people. We still bleed the same. So it's evil, bro. What's happening at the moment? Of course, I don't agree with it. I had beer beef on the weekend because I put out some donation pages on my page and stuff, and people were telling me like, "Why are you moaning for? You guys are terrorists anyway." And I was like, "Fuck." That's the shit that people are seeing and believing in. So there's only how much we could do to kind of, you can't change people because it's systematically taught, bro. If we already know that not any Muslim or any Muslim country has ever started a war, what does that say?
In the recent time, like I've said this before, I don't know, in our recent time, we are supposed to be the most civilized we ever have been as human beings in the recent time. If you look at the last 100 years, World War One, World War Two, just say even, 200, 300 years. Some of these words I don't even want to say, but like World War One, World War Two, slavery, occupation of certain countries.
Vietnam War,
who done these?
Iraq,
Like, exactly.
Afghanistan. Yeah.
Who done these?
All the Western world, bro.
Who started it? Yeah, who started these, and who has occupied a country? Who goes into another land, steals it, kills the indigenous people, acts the victim, and says, and it's happening right now. Who's done it in the past, and it's happening right now. And that's why there's a big thing about it. The internet has been a blessing. Us people have been a blessing. Again, us people have to be the voices for Palestine. Us people have to be the voices for Sudan and what's happening there, and Congo, what's happening, because there's genocides and stuff. It will not be in the mainstream media because they are not the right skin tone. They are not.
Exactly, bro. And it's, as I said, that's a systematical thing. You know what I mean? People will, and some people say, no, I kind of understand where you come from. You don't. You'll never know what it's like.
It's happening now. The thing is, I always say this, man, because I'm not the type of guy to ask like my fellow like Caucasian white brother and sister, say, you need to apologize for what you did. No, history's history. It's done. It was your ancestors or whatever. It doesn't matter. Everyone's done something.
Exactly.
Whatever. But when something's happening right now, we all have to speak up. Now, saying that, there's a lot of brother. Listen, the whole protest for humanity is human beings. It's not Muslims. That it's human beings as a whole. We're gathering together.
Exactly.
And the same thing, we should gather together if it was happening in the opposite side. If that was happening in Israel, we have an obligation as human beings to do the same, or any other country in the world to do the same, right? That's our obligation as human beings, as Muslims or whatever, right? But what I'm saying is, like, it's happening right now. Don't let this generation let this happen, because then your generation, your future generation will have another thing that they want to apologize by. They don't need fuck apologizing, man. Like, let's just learn from things, because this whole anti-Semitism thing and whatnot, that exists, don't get me wrong, but Islamophobe exists. But this is not a Jewish thing. Like, people keep twisting it into that just because it gives it's not. The real Jewish brothers and sisters are so against this, man. The amount of them, you saw that in New York, they stopped the whole Grand Central. There was hundreds of thousands of them. The real Jewish brothers and sisters know that this is nothing to do with religion. This is all to do with the Zionist movement. It's all to do with stealing the land from the indigenous people and kicking them out. Yeah, not even sharing it. Not even just say, please listen, can we just stay here with you? Like, no. They stole. They're stealing it. You know,
it's evil.
Yeah, it's evil. And then the evil people that you see on the social medias who are just like supporting it. And I'm talking about these politicians, grown ass humans that are just fine with babies dying and children dying, and they're fine with killing innocent people. They are evil human beings. We are as barbaric as we always have been, but the people in charge are always the most evil, disgusting people, because they want this to happen. You would never catch me saying, I want anyone dying on either side. I just want everyone to stop dying. I don't want nobody to die. But you would never hear me say, oh, these people deserve it. No, never, man. Like, it's our obligations as human beings to stick up for the people. It doesn't matter who they are, man. And right now, like, again, Sudan, Congo, and Palestine, they're going through so much. And there's so much more around the world that we should, again, the mainstream media won't post it. If we see it, it's our job to kind of expose it to the people. But you know, I feel like I'm going to talk about this every week because it's heartbreaking. You saw in the WhatsApp, you know, I feel like shit because I feel so useless just donating money and speaking on it. But it's important that we do speak and don't stop speaking about it and do donate as much as possible.
Yeah, no, guys, the links, I've got links on my Instagram page and it's on the Brothers Geek Out page as well. I'll retweet that all out again. You know what? I'm gonna put, when you put this up, I'll put the link in the description as well. Do what you can, guys. Let's work together as human beings. We've done enough suffering for decades. We've done enough suffering, and you know, I'm kind of blessed that we grew up in a multicultural area, and you know, we weren't stirred to one side of things. You know, it happens because it's, as I said, this shit is taught. It's not in the history books for schools and the education. Like, you know, I know that I have to go through a point where I have to teach my kids the real history of the world and how fucking cold it is. And that's a shame to say that. I thought I'd come to a generation where I'd be saying, you know what, fuck, we all work together really well and we help each other. You know what I mean? We help each other. But we don't. We live in a world where we're still classed as the other people, the people that are not meant to be a part of this whatever sort of fucking society it's supposed to be. We're still outcasts, regardless. Doesn't matter. As much as there's a lot of us that do work together. We're still put in that category, bro. I go to the airport, I'm put in that category. I go for a job interview, I'm put in that category. As soon as they see the name Mohammed, bro, I'm put in a category. I'm not the same as everybody else, which is fucked.
Yeah, that DEI shit is diverse equity and inclusion is bullshit. It's a whole
it's bullshit
thing. Yeah,
it's bullshit. It's bullshit.
It's just a like a fucking it's a business thing. It's all bullshit. Again, this will go down in the history books as bullshit. I guarantee you, in the Western world, this history that's going on now, they're going to do it exactly how the propaganda media put in it. But the real history, go do your research. Like I said, I'm reading that book. Check out that book, The Ethnic Cleansing of Palestine by Eli and Pepe. Check these out. This will give you the real history of exactly what's happened. What's his name? That guy who done the interview with Piers Morgan. He's fucking awesome. What's his name?
Mohammed Hijab.
No, him. He's also doing Yusuf Basim or something?
Yusuf Basim, yeah. He's wicked.
He done another long form conversation, 2-hour podcast with Piers Morgan. Listen, Piers sometimes can be a CUNT, but I give him credit for doing that for 2 hours, and I give him credit for allowing Yusuf to talk and explain. And he talks so much, he gives so much history. He's amazing. He's amazing. I loved it. He explained a lot. So check those out. Do your own research. You know, speak up if you feel as a human being you need to. If you don't, like, no one should force you anywhere. But I feel like there's an obligation for us to speak out for the people. But anyway, love to everyone, respect.
Love.
Another bit of sad news. We lost a friend, man. Mathew Perry passed away last week, and I believe he drowned, and I think he was in depression and whatnot. And when I say I lost a friend, obviously I'm referencing Friends. Amazing show that such an addictive show. It's one of those shows that I could, whatever episode's on right now, I could just get straight into it. It's just it's just something comforting about that show. And he was always hilarious and sarcastic on the show. Rest in peace, Mathew Perry, man. I'm sure it's devastating for his family and whatnot. But again, he was going through some shit, I believe. And sad news, I guess, for Mathew Perry and his family. Condolences.
Condolences, not definitely, man. Listen, man, people suffer and they suffer in silence. Sometimes not talk about, what they go through, substances and stuff like that. I suppose it's so important for us guys to talk a lot more about things. Recently, I've been talking a lot more about things I'm going through. You know what I mean? It's a difficult time period. I'm struggling as well. And I suppose that's probably making my health even worse because I'm not sleeping properly, just thinking about what I'm going to do tomorrow. But it's not even that. I haven't got problems. That's just my daily shit. It's the worldly problems, isn't it? I pray much, much better than I did before. I'm not praying for myself no more. And I never did pray for myself. You always pray for others. But, seeing those videos, seeing those kids, fucking, it's heartbreaking, man. So, talk about what you're going through. Don't suffer in silence. If you need to air yourself, man. You know what I mean? And listen, the Brothers Geek Out podcast pages are open for conversations. I do have conversations with people, which is amazing. But if you want to reach out, guys. More than happy to listen to a conversation. I don't give no advice. I ain't psychiatrist or anything like that. Just do the best you can, guys.
Yeah, talk about mental health. It is November and it's Men's Mental Health Month, I think, and whatnot. So, yeah, in general, it should be every day we talk about this. But I'm jumping on a podcast with Glenn this week,
Yes.
and it's going to be about mental health and whatnot. I mean, I'm no expert in it, but I guess he just wants to hear my perspective on how I handle my own mental health. So I'm looking forward to doing that on Thursday. On that, rest in peace, Matthew Perry, a friend to everyone, I guess.
Yeah, no, definitely.
All right. Well, let's get into some I guess positive news and stuff and shows that we've watched and whatnot throughout the week. First of all, the new South Park. Have you seen it? But do you watch South Park? I don't know.
I used to. I haven't had the chance. Yeah.
I don't know how they get away with some of the shit that they do. It's fucking hilarious. This whole episode, bro, they took the piss out of Disney and the whole multiverse and whatnot, and the diversity and equity and inclusion stuff that they've been doing. But they took the piss and they call it the Pandaverse, and they were taking the piss out of Catherine Kelly or something. I don't know, some CEO.
Yeah, Kennedy. Yeah.
On in
Kennedy.
Disney, and bro, it was hilarious because her solution to everything, it was this female, it was Cartman basically as a female, and then Cartman kept on having these dreams that he was this diverse chick. So there's a different universe where all the South Park kids were diverse women and whatnot. But the solution to every one of the problems was, or movie problems was, get a chicken and get a diverse chicken and make her gay. And bro, I don't know how they get away with it, but they took the absolute piss. It was hilarious. And they're taking the piss out, the whole thing out of Disney and whatnot. And their failures, because Disney's has been flopping a lot because they've been forcing a lot of shit. I think rather than forcing it, if you make generic stories, you would have so much better interaction. Even the diverse people don't want to see your shit. Like, if you think about it, man, we don't want to see your shit either. Like, I'm a diverse guy. I don't want to see your shit either. It doesn't represent me because you're forcing it down people's throats.
Yeah.
Give me
exactly.
authentic stories. Stop stealing stories and then putting my face in there or whatever. Give me like a Miles Morales where you build up a story throughout years, and then you give me a movie for it. Like, that's what I want. Anyway, stop for like I think that's a joke. Loki season 5. What do you episode 5? What do you think so far?
So we got 2 episodes to talk about. We didn't talk about the previous one because that would have been last week, and then you got this week's one.
Yes.
Listen, bro, I'm really enjoying this, and a lot of people have been mixed reviews again. Ki Kwan steals the show for me. He is the cement in this show. His charisma as the character OB is just oozing. But yeah, last week's episode, it was such a cliffhanger. They left it, not last week, the week before, was such a cliffhanger that it made me wonder, like, it gave me that Marvel feeling again. I was like, oh my God, there's a threat happening.
Yeah.
And it's not based on a character. Yes, Kang's in there, but it's based on the timeline and what's going to happen. And then last week's episode, like Friday's episode, it was so good. Science fiction, it was called, and it was a science fiction. Like, it had some elements of, I don't know, man, like some, like the old school fantasy stuff that we love, had that feel to it. It was like I know it's weird to say, but it felt like an older version of Goonies. And Loki trying to put the Goonies together. Like, Loki was Mikey, and he was trying to put them together so that they can resolve this situation and then come to that ending. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, shit, there's big stakes here. The timeline is absolutely fucked, but he's got a new power in this timeline as well.
Yeah.
This Loki has a new power where he can control things. So I thoroughly enjoyed that, bro. Very good episode. Very good episode. I feel like they took their time with it. And with Marvel, when it comes to the end, they just fuck it up recently with the TV shows anyway.
Yeah.
Very good, fun episode, bro. I'm loving it. I mean, even Morbius, him and the jet ski thing and the different time universes. Very interesting where they're going with this. And this week's gonna be the final episode.
Already? Bloody hell.
6 episodes, isn't it? So
that kills me. Bro, I'm okay. I'm enjoying it. I thought I was gonna get more Kang. If there was anything else I'm disappointed about it, I thought I was gonna get a lot more Kang and feel the threat of Kang the Conqueror. I'm still not feeling much from him. Anyway, but I agree with what you're saying. The threat of the timeline and just what is going on. And in my head, I'm like, oh, that means the Avengers somewhere are all fucked up and their timelines are getting messed up. What I found interesting about this show up to this episode about Loki, I was like, why doesn't he? Why doesn't he just go back to his family in Asgard if he's got these abilities and whatnot, and he's got the thing that can take him back and whatnot? But what I realized, he left that timeline obviously straight after Avengers 1, where he had a bit of hate against them and whatnot, and these people at the TVA have truly become his friends, his family, his loved ones. You know, in that, because he changed with them, and then he's become the Loki that we've come to love, or the good guy Loki that we've come to love, which in the universe that we knew was up to like Avengers Endgames until Thanos killed him. In this one, it was just within the show, and that's why it makes sense to me that he really wants these guys to come together. He wants to be with them.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, he's looking to be with Fat. He doesn't want to be alone. And I was like, oh, this is deep. You know, like having this from Loki, I'm finding this very emotional that he doesn't want to be alone. And these are the people that give him joy and that make him happy. He considers them as family more than his own family, which is crazy. But I'm enjoying it. I just, the only thing I could just say is like, I thought I was going to get more Kang, and it looks like we're not. Maybe they'll give us a little bit more at the end of the season, but this episode. But you know, I still don't have any emotions towards Kang or any excitement towards Kang the Conqueror at all. Did you hear the rumor that Marvel will look to deviate away from Kang and try and get in Doctor Doom? But then I think Jonathan Majors might have said something. He goes, no, it's still Kang. Like I think so. I don't know what's happening with Marvel Studios, but you know.
I don't know, man. They're talking about bringing back the original six, like
that was
and that was in a that was like on a Vanity Fair program article about what was it called? I didn't read it all because I was just like, to be honest, because they're trying to bring. I know how marketing works now, and it's weird. I used to be dumb, bro. Like when it came to what the fuck am I doing in marketing? I do marketing every day because I go on social media and the rest of it. I'm always trying to push out a message. Marvel are doing the same thing, bro. Trying to get that back on the trending part, you know, because MCU has been losing. It's not trending very well.
Marvel's coming out. Have you seen one of the recent trailers? They tried to give you an Endgames kind of feel to it, like the music, the tune. They put a little bit the Avengers tune in the background. It's like, this is not an Avengers movie. This is a Marvel's movie, and they tried to give this Endgames kind of. I'm like, I'm watching it. Listen, I'm criticizing it. I'm watching it. I'm going Thursday. I don't care, bro. I'm watching all of it. But what I'm saying is, like, guys, you're fucking it up. Don't force Endgames into this movie. It's not an Endgames type movie. Like,
because they said the same thing about Guardians. It's got the same. They got to stop doing that. And I think the problem is with comparing stuff. And I think as an artist, I know what it's like when you continuously compare your work to your previous or somebody else's work. You want to create something that kind of backs off to that. No, just it's a new piece. Fuck it. If it shit is shit. If it's not, work on the next one. Get constructive feedback. Work on it. But now it's a trend, bro, and I fucking hate that, bro. It's not about being creative and enjoying stuff, and I think that's why I'm enjoying comic books again. I'm reading this one at the moment, which is fucking good, bro. It's called. Let me put it here. A Marvel event. It's called The Devil's Reign. It's Daredevil. And him trying to get, Hell's Kitchen is all fucked up, Kingpin calls and all sorts of shit. But you got Rhino in it, you got Moon Knight, like it's a lot of shit going on, and it's just creative fun, bro. Like there's not much to that. Like I don't understand. Like I was speaking to Jeremy Adams, who's the writer for the Mortal Kombat movie animation that came out recently, and he said he'll jump on the podcast, so I'm going to message him and we're going to jump on the podcast. And we had a good conversation, and we were talking about they have 100 years, including the new stuff with the comic books out. Fucking just turn that shit into a film, bro. Yeah, you could just frame by frame. You got a storyboard there. we just get a live adaptation of it. You don't have to change shit and all the rest of it. Or even if you do change it, you know, like some of the stuff that they did do in the first three MCUs. You remember phase one, I wasn't a fan of it because I was like, oh shit, it doesn't match up to the comic books. But then I understood what they were doing, and then I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the characters. They adapted it to our times. But now it just feels like they're just spewing out shit because they got Disney Plus and they need to push out content. And it's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
and the whole
I
DEI thing, bro. Honestly, the whole DEI thing's not working up. And also the reason why I don't think it's working because you pushed it all into one fucking saga, man. Like, why don't you naturally just spread it out? I mean, don't force DEI. Give us great stories, build up stories with diverse characters and whatnot, and then give it to us. They just threw it all into this saga, and you're like, what? It's one after another. Like, bro, listen, like. Again, Miles Morales is a perfect example of a success. You built a story from years and then eventually becomes into the movie. And when he comes into the MCU one day, it's not going to be like, you took away Peter Parker to give us a Black Spider-Man. No, that's Miles Morales. I know him. I love him. You know what I'm trying to say? And that's what the problem is as well. I think you just threw all that shit in there. Give us authentic stories. Stop changing and forcing diversity and equity in these things, man. Give it to us, but properly in stories. Take your time. No one's going anywhere. Give us years and put them in authentically with stories and everything. But yeah, I love that. What were you saying about the creativity? I'm reading this comic now, which is amazing, which has got like the Punisher, Daredevil, Elektra, Black Panther, Hulk. It's amazing. Doctor Doom, Kingpin, they're all just crossing paths. And I just love the way they're just interacting with each other. They in this comic, they've all forgot their memories. They don't know who they are, but they have little flashbacks. Randomly, Daredevil would just punch Punisher because of the shit that he's done. He's like, I know you from somewhere. I know you've done something. Like, and Punisher's got this urge to keep on. Punisher in this universe is a cop. He's serving people, but he's like, I just want to kill this guy. And he's like, there's something in me that tells me that I should just punish him and kill him so he doesn't come back on the streets. And I'm like, this is awesome. I fucking love this.
what's that one called?
Midnight. I can't remember.
Midnight Mass. Midnight. No.
It's one of those midnight ones, man.
Some of that. I'd like to read that, definitely.
It's fun. It's super fun. Okay, moving on. You said you got a call in 10 minutes, don't you?
Yeah, I've already messaged him saying I'm going to be running late. So let's let's whiz through this.
Okay, well, Gen Z, I finished watching Gen Z. The final episode came on. If you've seen The Boys and you love The Boys and you want to carry on watching season 4 of The Boys, then you must watch Gen Z because it connects. It connects.
Okay,
it's awesome. Cool. I won't spoil it. Absolutely amazing. Watch Gen Z. Trailers that came out. Echo. First of all, how the fuck did I miss Daredevil? My reaction was hilarious. I feel like an idiot.
But bro, just...
I
was like, you missed it. Like, I was like, right, he missed that. I saw that on the first go.
I just saw a dude jump back. I didn't see Daredevil. I mean, I don't know. I was more concentrated on Kingpin because he's so awesome. But yeah, the trailer sets off for me, the trailer sets the standards for what this is going to be. Because I'm like, okay, this is Echo. You got Kingpin back. Are we going to see the Kingpin that we saw in Hawkeye? You know, we saw what Daredevil looked like in She-Hulk. What are we going to get here? And immediately, Kingpin beats the shit out of an ice cream man, blood all over his knuckles and suit. And I was like, yes, you're giving us the Netflix style Marvel show, which is great. I don't need the same kind of violence. I don't need decapitation and all that shit. But that kind of violence for this grounded level Hell's Kitchen type of show, perfect. See people get shot in the head. Yes, Daredevil was in it. I fucking missed it. My reaction was basic. But anyway, I'm super excited. This kid, I love William D'Onofrio as Kingpin. He's so good.
Michael D'Onofrio, bro.
Oh, Michael D'Onofrio. Shit, I called him William. Absolutely amazing. He's the perfect Kingpin. This is another perfect example of perfect casting for the Marvel universe. Because he's just too good. I think we're gonna get the red Daredevil back. Listen, this is what I like. This is what I can appreciate. Okay, he was a bit gimmicky and bright in She-Hulk, and now we're going to get the dark side of him back, right? And I feel like characters can interact in those sort of ways, and I would love them regardless, you know what I mean? So looking forward to that. That trailer was sick. What did you think?
No, really good trailer, bro. It really sets the tone of what this program's going to be. The director said something the other day, which was a bit weird, and I don't understand why director would say that, like saying her powers are lame and it's not like how it is in the comic books. And I'm like, why are you saying that for?
Why would a director say that? Was it?
Yeah, that's like you're already killing the hype for people to watch it. Like I'm gonna watch it anyway, still, but it's like, why are you saying that shit for? You know, we live in a society where people just can't fucking turn your word, and if you said it, I don't know, wording is so difficult, bro. Like I'm never good with words, but even a person for me who suffers dyslexia and understands things a bit differently, why are you saying that for? I thought the trailer was great, and I feel like it's going to give us a different feel to the MCU. It's going to be the first R-rated one as well.
Yeah, because I saw
Have to go.
Hulu as well. I saw Hulu,
Yeah,
not just Disney Plus. It's interesting that he put that down there. I mean, that's interesting when he says her powers are lame. I mean, I mean, I don't know her from the comics, to be honest with you, but from what I've seen in Hawkeye,
she's like Taskmaster. Like she can replicate anybody's fighting style.
okay.
Yeah. So
Because she's deaf, right? So her senses of vision and whatnot is amplified.
yeah, exactly.
Interesting. There was a funny meme where it was her and Daredevil. It was like, how the hell are these two going to communicate? One's blind, one's deaf. I was like, that's quite funny. Anyway, cool, man. That was one trailer. The other trailers that came out was a trailer called for Shogun, which apparently is based on a book. Someone commented on the reaction
Yeah,
because I had
yeah.
no idea what the hell that was. I just saw my guy Hiroki Shinada.
Yeah.
So bye if I mess up his name, but he's amazing. And I saw this, I was like, yeah, I gotta check it out. I was a little bit iffy about it. I mean, I don't know, but someone explained that it's based on a book, so I was like, cool, maybe I'll give that a chance. Then there was the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I'll release that. I got that trailer reaction. I'll probably post it tonight. But listen, I don't know if it's exactly the same guys as who done the previous one, and if it's based on, it looks like it's based on Caesar and whatnot, but I don't know if Andy Serkis is coming back to do Caesar, or do you know much about this?
No, I don't. You know, this was a random project that just suddenly came out of nowhere. So I'm actually surprised. But it looks good.
It looks good,
Yeah, it
but
looks good.
I'm assuming it's Caesar. When I saw it, I didn't hear the name, but I was like, okay, well, if this is Caesar, then I'm invested because I know Caesar from, the movies, right? Like you kind of invest yourself in that character. If it's a brand new one, then I don't know if I might lose interest or whatnot. But it seemed all right. But I just don't know if it was based on Caesar. But it's obviously based on after the last one. Now they've taken over the planet, and now they're gonna think. I think they're just gonna show that these apes are just like humans. They're gonna start conflicting over fucking turf and territory and shit, just like in real life and whatnot. Anyway, there was that one that came out. You know what? Yeah, no, that was the only trailer. That was it. That's everything I watched. Anything else you watch that you want to talk about? I watched the new Lego Marvel thing, which is quite hilarious. Those Lego movies are quite bright and funny.
Yeah, I think I saw that with the Laura on Saturday morning, which was all right.
There was a cool little scene with Wolverine and Hulk where they fight that guy Wildebeest or whatever, and that was a little Easter egg to the first ever Wolverine appearance. So I thought that was pretty cool that they threw in there.
No, that's right. That's right. Let me just check, see what's happening. Oh, bro, I didn't get to tell you. But I went and watched Spider-Man live, didn't I? That was a week before as well. It was a busy week last week, man. Like my world is blurred. So, guys, Spider-Man live with a live orchestra, fucking sick. The I didn't know that Daniel Pemberton, the composer, was going to be there.
Oh, sick!
He played the whole night as well, bro. It's so epic, bro. Hearing it with a live band, live orchestra was insane, bro. Insanely good. Like goosebumps. I had goosebumps. I've seen the film 1,000 times, not 1,000, but 100 times already, and like just the emotions was just amazing, bro. Absolutely amazing. So that happened. Shout out to the guys at HR Roll Cards. They sent me a pack. I did some unboxings for them. Which is available on Zavvi.co.uk. You guys can grab packs from there if you guys collect trading cards. I've got some stuff to give away, so I'm gonna work out on another giveaway, but I'm gonna do this giveaway on Instagram. I can't think of anything else, bro. I think that was it on my side.
All right, cool. Well, let's go into the news. Let's quickly go through the news. So starting off with some Marvel stuff. No, you spoke about that. All the original Avengers coming back together. Marvel's Daredevil has brought in the director of Loki and Moon Knight, apparently, to take over the series, apparently.
Okay.
Scarlet Witch Our Scarlet Witch MCU return is highly doubtful because apparently Marvel was confirmed that she did actually die at the end of Multiverse of Madness, which, if that's true, it's a bit of a shame because there's so much more that they could do with her. But I don't know. We'll
I
see.
know, man. I was hoping for like a House of M thing or something.
House of M, exactly.
X-Men, you lose. Marvel losing.
They're
Sorry.
losing here and there. They are. What else? Disney has removed Magazine Dreams, a dark drama starring Jonathan Majors, off the release of calendar. The studio also delays the debut of live-action version of Snow White. So I don't know. Disney's still going through their own issues and shit. There, so whatever. Carl Urban as apparently is confirmed as a Wolverine variant in Deadpool 3. I mean,
that'd be interesting to see.
That'd be very interesting. Listen, man, like the thing is, I don't want to get too hyped up with the rumors because Multiverse of Madness rumors messed up everything for me. So I don't want to get too much with the rumors with Deadpool, but I'm still gonna, as a fun one if they can get that, if they do that. But let's see. I don't want to get too hyped with all the rumors. Across the Spider-Verse is coming out on Netflix very soon, so keep an eye on that. I'm definitely gonna watch that again when that comes out. Disney reveals that Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny will be released on streaming platforms starting on December 1st. So if you didn't get a chance to watch that in cinema, you could check that out on Disney Plus. Moving on to DC stuff. Okay, the Lanterns TV series has found a showrunner promising a fresh take on the superhero genre. It's being reported that Ozark showrunner Chris Mundy, who was also a writer and producer on Criminal Minds, has been tapped to be the new showrunner for the Lantern series. So Ozark, have you seen Ozark?
Yeah. Fucking
one of the best shows ever. That show's awesome. So if he's involved, then hopefully brings a great thing to it. Superman and Lois is coming to an end. CW confirmed season 4 will be the show's final season. I'll be honest with you, I watched a couple of episodes in the beginning and then I just didn't have the time for it. It was pretty good, but I didn't have time for it, to be honest with you. So that doesn't really break my heart, to be honest with you. Anyway, what else was there? There was I saw Sylvester Stallone. I saw his documentary on Netflix, Sly. Check it out. Really good.
I haven't finished it yet. I've only gone halfway, so I'll probably try and finish it off later on today.
Really good, man. You just get a chance to get to know him a little bit more, his successes, his failures, how he came up with Rocky, how he was failing after Rocky, and how he brought it back. It's just amazing. I really love that dude. We're talking about him, Samaritan, which was his superhero shoulder on there. It's getting a sequel. So
come on. A lot of people hate that. I thought it was fine, man.
I thought it was alright. I didn't think it was too bad, It wasn't.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Right, yeah.
Oh, come on, give me more.
All right,
8 years old, still breaking it down.
Let him, man. He's the man, bro. He broke his neck in Expendables, man. The shit that he's gone through, damn, man. Rocky IV nearly died because of Dolph Lundgren and
Dolph Lundgren, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
man. Putting his body through it, man. Legendary star Chuck Norris, known in his 80s roles in action films and returning in an Expendables 2, which was fun. He's returning in an action series or action genre after 11 years it's a film called Agent Recon. So that's the last time he done something was 11 years ago in Expendables 2 when he came out as Lone Wolf and just fucked everyone up. It's true Chuck Norris style. Pretty awesome. Anyway, if you're a Chuck Norris fan, check out that movie. Just Chuck Norris, pretty awesome. Highlander reboot, we spoke about this. It's moving forward, it looks like, with Henry Cavill, so that should be awesome.
Yep.
What do you think? Who do you think should star in Edgar Wright's upcoming? Oh, they're making a new Running Man remake. The original was awesome. I don't know why you would make a new one. You'll probably fuck it up because that original one.
Edgar Wright directing it?
Yeah. They said Edgar Wright, yeah. Upcoming Edgar Wright's Running Man remake. He doesn't need to. The last one was dark and gritty. I remember I found it even scary. I liked the 3 villains that were in there, like, the electric dude and whatever, like the other guys, like the ice guy. Like, that was kind of scary, like, when I'm watching it as a kid. Like, how would you top that out now? And it would just look kind of... those things didn't look gimmicky back then. Now it kind of looked gimmicky if you had a guy on rollerblades and shit and slicing people up, like, you know, an electric guy doing twiddly fingers and shit. That wasn't gimmicky back then, but now he's gonna be like, oh, it's a bit cringy. If you do, I don't know how they do that, but anyway, it's another remake. All right,
Cool.
Zack Snyder reveals House of Blood Axe, the prequel of sci-fi blockbuster Rebel Moon. So before that movie comes out, he's got prequel coming out. Prison Break, bro. Freaking what's his name? I forgot their names in it, man. But anyway, it's getting a new chapter on Hulu, bro. Season 6.
7? I swear, season 7.
Is it season 7? I think it's 7. I think it's 6. I think it's 6. I think I stopped watching after season 4. I think, yeah. Prison Break was one of the
body
first
water.
shows.
After the body, don't put your body water.
Yeah. But after, and then what's his name? Teabag and shit, holding my pocket and whatnot.
Nah, I'm cool, bro.
Season 1 was one of the first seasons I had to binge through. It was so good, but yeah.
It's amazing. That first season is amazing, but there's only so much you can do, bro.
Yeah.
I'll leave it because there's so much to watch, bro. Like it's hard to pick something, and you don't want to watch something because it's gonna be poorly written. Like I finished off Topboy, bro. That season was shit.
Really? You didn't like it?
It was so bad, bro. So bad. I just felt like they got lazy with the writing. People died. Everybody just died.
Well, I guess
sorry, guys, if you ain't seen it. Everybody died.
I feel like they just. I feel like they want you to express in that life. There's never success. Like think about any of those movies.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. But just it didn't have like I felt for what Kano was going through. Sully was going through in the original series to that season. It just felt like there's a sudden change and it's not explained. And then Deshane, he had a really quick character flip as well. Started killing people. Desperate Games. It's like bloody hell, man. What happened? Like the writing on the other seasons, I just felt like it had time to breathe. They did 6 episodes and rushed it, bro. I didn't really enjoy that ending.
Interesting.
I don't really enjoy it. And it's not in about having somebody win because it is something where nobody wins in that. But just could have been done a bit more because I felt the pressure of what happened to Jamie in the last one really hurt. And it was like, oh man, he was just looking after his brothers and the rest of it. Like, why did he get shot? Why did Kano do that for? Because he was scared of what he could become. I can understand that. But they did not dive into that, bro. And then they had Steph go through his phase of like, you know what, I'm going to kill this dude as well. And then it was like, yeah, it was some randomness, bro. It's weird. Like, I just clocked on things where I was like, it didn't really sit well with me. It was a great watch, but I feel like the other seasons were written much better.
Okay, interesting. I had an opposite reaction to you. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed everything. I really enjoyed the hope that it brought out in certain people. I really enjoyed how, like the girl, I can't remember her name, but the rowdy girl, like the fact that her sister died on the shit that she does made her realize that sometimes it got to take a tragic. When you're doing fucked up shit, it takes something tragic shit to happen to you to realize how you're affecting other people and whatnot. Like you never see it until it happens to you. There were certain things that I enjoyed, but anyway, interesting take on it. The last thing I had on my thing before we go into the Spotify questionnaire thing, because we didn't go touch that, was apparently, according to new reports from Rolling Stones magazine, HBO programming boss Casey Bloys made staffers make fake social media accounts to hit back against negative reviews of HBO series. That's some fucking gaslighting, fucking like some manipulation shit, man. Like, why not you just let people truly, what do you call it, express their views about your shows and then use it as feedback to do better? But to get people to create fake accounts and like try and argue with them and give better reviews.
It's the industry we're in, bro. We all do it. We're in marketing, so there's contingency plans that we need to put into place to counteract stuff like that. So it's a difficult process, bro.
Interesting. Anyway, cool. That was all the news. I know we whizzed through it and whatnot. Kibble, you said you got that call. What was the Spotify thing? Do you want to quickly go through that?
All right. So no, the Spotify thing will always have a Q&A on there, which I'll pop on there every time I upload it. So it goes on to Apple Podcasts and stuff like that. What I wanted to do was some thought-provoking, controversial questions about the DC Extended Universe. So I'm going to ask you the questions, you can answer it. And then next week, you have some questions on Marvel that you can ask to me. So we could do this on a weekly basis, yeah? I'm going to ask you 3 of them, yeah? Actually, let's go for 5. These people can wait. Do you think the darker and more serious tone of the DCEU movies like Man of Steel and Batman v Superman was a mistake, or did it set it apart from the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I think it set it apart from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I feel like just having a different tone gave it just made it different, made it look different. I do think Superman, that you could have brightened him up. He's known to be bright, red, white, and blue and whatnot. But having a separate tone to the MCU does keep it separate. And no matter what, human beings are going to compare. Oh, Marvel done this better. If you just had that same element of colors and brightness and comedy as Marvel, everyone would have compared the shit out of it even more. So I feel like the darkness gave it its own entity, in my opinion, and I enjoyed it, and I think it suits it, in my opinion.
Oh, what's your take on the portrayal of Superman in the DCEU? Did it align with the character's traditional values and ideals, or did it take the character into a different direction?
So I'm glad I read the first Superman recently. And I told you, he is not from that comic, and I know writing was different back then. He is not the nicest guy in the world in regards to what he said. He said shit in that comic where I will rip your heart out with my bare hands and stuff like that, right? I'll find the cave that you're hiding in and rip your heart out. So based on that, what I'm saying is I of course it was a little bit different from the source material in maybe some of the most recent comics. It was a bit darker and whatnot. He killed General Zod and whatnot. But I think that was necessary for this universe because I think they were setting it up for a threat who was going to be Darkseid. And I think with a threat like that, these DC characters, especially Superman, it was necessary for him to make certain decisions that needed to be made. General Zod was killing everyone. He had to make a decision, right? And he didn't want to. You saw it affected him as soon as he did it. It's not him. But he had to make that decision to save people. And I think where they were leading this up to, that sort of character would have made a decision of killing Darkseid or not. That's what I feel. So I think it matches up a little bit with the source material, not as bright, but I'm cool with that.
All right, cool. Justice League had a significant reshoot and changes after Zack Snyder's departure. Do you prefer the Snyder Cut or the theatrical release? And why?
That's an easy one. Snyder Cut, by far. Give me 5 hours of that. It's by far. Joss Whedon fucked up that one that came out. Boring. Right. Oh, I lost you, bro. I think you went on mute or something. Did I lose you? Yeah, I still can't hear you. Anyway, I can answer the question. I don't know if you can.
There you go. Yeah, go, continue. Go.
Yeah, the one that was released, the story was cut completely. Shit was all over the place. Didn't understand what the hell was going. Some of the jokes in there were cringy as hell. The tone was bad. Snyder Cut, I don't care if it was 5 hours long, 4 hours long. It explained every part perfectly. It was amazing, and it led to where it needed to be leading to, which was Darkseid. Absolutely amazing from a story perspective, a visual perspective. The hope of Superman coming back in the black suit, absolutely amazing. Everything about the Snyder Cut version shits all over the theatrical version that they brought out. Such a mistake that they did with that.
All right, cool. All right. Should the DCEU have focused on standalone movies for its heroes before attempting a team-up film, similar to how the MCU built its universe?
I think so, yeah. I've said this before. I think they should have. I like the way they started off with Superman, then they done BVS. I feel you could have given us a separate Batman story. I think they should have built it up just to build a relationship with all the characters. I think all the DC Justice League done a great job. The characters, actors that played it. But I think if you gave us standalone movies, I would have got to know them a bit more better. I would have enjoyed them better. And then what the anticipation would have been like, oh, I can't wait to see how they interact with each other. But because you already put them in a movie, they already interacted with each other. So there was none of that. That's what I used to love about the MCU is that first interaction between Cap Thor and Iron Man when they first fight was the best, because even the way Iron Man was taking the piss out of the way the Thor speaks was fucking hilarious. So that's what I'm saying. I think they lost, because they didn't do that for the DCU, they lost the dynamics and the anticipation of how are these guys going to interact and talk to each other. And that's what they've been missing. So I think they should have spent more time on solo movies first.
Cool. All right, let's wrap this one up. The DCEU had its fair share of directional changes and shifts in creative direction. Do you think the inconsistency hurt the overall continuation of the universe?
Yeah, I think so, for sure. Listen, Marvel done it with Feige. Kevin Feige was there to overlook the whole project, make sure it all connected, make sure it went in one direction, even though it branched off with different stories, making sure overall it connects to the ultimate thing. And I think that's what Snyder was trying to do. And the fact that they took that away, that took that vision away, it just made that universe all over the place. It didn't give us a consistency of a main storyline, a main reason for them to get together. And I think even if, you know, there wasn't a main reason for them to get together, it just made it so separate. All the characters, the movies, the look and feel of it sometimes just looks so separate. And it's just like, you know, I think one person looking over the whole thing, and they got James Gunn, and I'm looking forward to him looking over the whole thing right now to give it in one direction. It's going to be amazing. It's like a tree, right? It's all one tree, but just different branches, but leads to the main roots and whatnot. I think that's a necessity, especially with comic book movies, because in the comics, all they do is interact with each other. So if you're going to do that, it needs to be in one direction. I think someone overlooking it is the best way forward, in my opinion.
Awesome. No, that's cool. All right. Have some questions ready for me next week, bro, for the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
All right. Wait.
Pick a franchise.
Wait, but wasn't this from Spotify, or did you make up these questions?
No, I put these questions together. Somebody sent me a link. So shout outs to Troy. Troy was like, I think this would be quite cool on the podcast, where you talk about something controversial and try and justify it and like have questions about it. I mean, the fact is we're fanboys, we're going to enjoy it anyway, but there are going to be certain things we can say. So find some questions, throw them to me next week. All right, bro, I'm like 15 minutes late on this call. Guys, massive thank you to everybody that supports this channel. Make sure you click like, subscribe, comment, you know, share it with friends and family you think that would enjoy the show. And massive thank you to everybody, as always, for the support on the channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. Yeah, cool. We'll geek out next week.
All right, everyone, we out. Peace.
Peace.